Please come in.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Give me a brief introduction.
My name is Sanjaya Acharya. I am from Odisha and I have passed my 5-year integrated LLB course from Utkal University Law College, Banbihar. My +2 is from College of Basic Science and Humanities. My 10th I have passed from Puri Police High School. And my father is a government servant and my mother is homemaker.
Okay, good. So, you said that you studied in Puri Police High School. Why anyone of your family is working in the police?
No.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, why are you interested in a career in judiciary?
Sir, from the very beginning I was interested in this field. That's why after +2 I choose law as my career. And I want to serve the people around me because they are not getting the justice at actual time, at the time of which they needed. So these type of things are going on in our society. That's why I choose judiciary. At least I can give justice and serve the people.
Okay, but if I tell you to compare judicial service and civil service, you could have become an IAS officer or IPS officer or state civil service. There also you could have served people. What is the main difference between judicial service and civil service, according to you? Why you are more interested for judicial services?
I'm not aware of this, sir.
Okay, now I'm asking your opinion. Okay, that's fine. So, what were your options for this exam?
First one is law of crime and torts. Second one is law of property, consisting of transfer of property, specific relief and limitation. And third one is law of contract. Law of contract, seller goods, NI, and negotiable instruments and partnership act.
Okay, fine. So, tell me something about, you know about Article 370 of the Constitution?
Yes.
Tell me something about it.
Article 370 of Indian Constitution gives a unique status to the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
For example, what are the provisions for them?
Sir, I have not gone through that particular article.
Okay, fine. So, can you tell me fundamental rights are in which part of the Constitution?
Part 3, sir.
Part 3. And that starts from which article and ends with which article?
It starts from Article 12 and ends with Article 35, I think, sir. 35.
35. So, can you tell me the relation between the directive principle of state policy and the fundamental rights? Which is supreme?
Fundamental rights.
Okay.
Fundamental rights, because fundamental rights as per the provisions of Constitution are enforceable in the court of law, but not the DPSPs. Directive principles of state policies are only for the welfare mechanism of the state, of which state can make their own law. But fundamental rights are always supreme.
Okay. Have you heard of the Minerva Mills case?
Yes.
Can you tell me what was the crux of the case?
No, sir.
Okay. So you have studied evidence?
Yes,
law
sir.
of evidence?
Yes, sir.
There is a famous case that is regarding the commission of crime, the time of commission of crime. Can you tell me about it? It's English from English case law.
R versus Bedingfield?
Yes.
With R versus Bedingfield? In that particular case, a woman came out from the door with her throat cut and showed that see what Mr. Bedingfield has done to me. This was the case, and the court held that this thing, I think the judge was Mr. Kakban. Justice Kakban held that this particular statement of that victim is not coming under section 6. It is not a part of res geste. It can be used as a dying declaration, but as the time gap of the offence and the statement was very remote, so that's why he held that this is not a part of res geste.
Okay. So, have you heard about the doctrine of harmonious construction
Yes,
in
sir.
Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about it?
No, sir. I'm not
Okay. Doctrine of tolerable legislation.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Tolerable legislation, it means that what you cannot do indirectly, you cannot do it indirectly. In the case of Bikaji versus state, Bikaji Narayan versus state of Mysore, this doctrine has been found by Honorable Supreme Court. That's it, sir.
Okay. So, can you tell me what is a garnishi proceeding? Garnishi proceeding
Yes, sir.
in civil law.
May I take some time, sir?
Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem. Do you remember the section 9 of the CPC?
Yes, sir.
What is it relates to what?
Court can take cognizance of all the matter which are civil in nature, suit that are civil in nature.
Okay.
Particular mainly deals with this provision, this aspect.
So is right to pray a is that if I file a suit, okay, in a civil court regarding my right to worship, my right to pray. So is that civil in nature or is it religious in nature?
No, it is purely religious in nature.
Right to pray?
Right to pray. Right to pray and right to worship.
Religious in nature?
Religious in nature. Section 9 exclusively says that what issues are those issues which are religious in nature, they are not suit in civil nature.
Okay. So, when we give the definition of the civil nature, so there are some explanations also to section 9.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me about in case of an office, okay?
Right to office.
Right to office. That is of civil nature or of suppose the right to office of a mahant means a Hindu priest.
Yes.
Okay. Will there be that right to office? Suppose someone goes to a civil court and says that I should have become the mahant and not the person who is now the mahant. So that will be a religious issue or that will be a civil.
That is a civil issue. Right to office is a right to property. Basically.
So, can you tell me what is constructive res judicata?
Constructive res judicata means res means things and judicata means decided. Section 11 deals with the doctrine of res judicata, of which explanation 4 specifically says that the court, the parties who are supposed to raise that particular issues, but he has not raised that particular issue on that matter, then he is debarred from another proceeding to raise that similar issue, whatever he had let out.
Okay. So, is there any exception to the doctrine of res judicata, or is it applicable to all fields of jurisprudence?
No, please.
Tell me some examples of laws where retrospective action is permissible in law. For example, in criminal law, generally retrospective operation cannot be done. In which cases retrospective action is permissible? Some domains you can tell me. I can help you in one. One is taxation, for example. In tax you can do it, but some others you can give me the names?
No idea, sir.
Okay. So you said that you had taken the transfer of property, right? Okay. So suppose I tell you a situation to tell me what is to be done here. So I owned a property, okay, and someone else has taken possession and he is enjoying the property.
Yes.
He has built a house, with his money he has built a house. Okay, I only at the land. So I go to a civil court and a decree is given in my favor. Okay, that he also has to compensate me. Okay, for the loss and for the rent of the land. Right. So these things are in which provision or what are these called?
Main profit.
Yeah, main profit. So tell me, sir, elaborate some other things about other characteristics of main profit.
the defendant must have been wrongfully residing in the property, the suit property, and he must have gained which he is not legally entitled. So just like rent and other profits from that particular property.
Okay. So you have taken contract rate, right? That is generally saying that partnership is a better relationship than blood relationship. Can you tell me why it is said so?
Actually, I remember, but right now I am unable to recall it.
Okay, fine. Okay, so tell me what are the essential ingredients of a contract, and in which section you will find it of the contract act?
Contract, if we will define it, it is said that an agreement enforceable by law is a contract. Then come to agreement. Agreement means every promise and set of promises from the part of the is an agreement. Then what is a promise and what is consideration? It plays an important role. Consideration means when at the desire of the promiser, the promisee or any other person has done or abstained from doing something, does or abstains from doing something, or do or abstain from doing something, such act, abstinence and promise is called as consideration. From the very beginning, if you will analyze the concept of contract, then the first thing we will find that it is a offer. When any party, I am unable to recall it.
Yeah, there are certain ingredients, right? For example,
Promise.
there is a promise. Then there has to be a intention to enter into a legal obligation. Right. Although it is not specifically mentioned in section 10, that is also quite important. Okay. So, what do you mean by trespassing?
To enter upon the land of another person without his or her consent.
Okay. Are you aware of something called National Judicial Appointments Commission?
Yes, sir.
So, according to you, what is the current method of appointing judges proper, or it should change? How are the judges appointed now? Judges of the High Court and Supreme Court?
There is a system of collision.
What is the system of collision? So, do you know the three judges case? The history of the three judges case?
Yes, sir.
And tell me in brief.
S.P. Gupta versus Union of India. Business transfers case first. And second one is Supreme Court Advocate on Record versus Union of India. Both of two are business transfers case 2 and 3.
Okay. So, what do you think? What are the main reasons for the pendency of cases in judiciary, both in lower and higher judiciary? What are the main reasons?
First one is, sir, in my opinion, it is illiteracy. People illiteracy.
For small things also, they are coming to the court.
For small things, they are coming to the court. Second one is lack of judges.
Okay.
Lack of judges.
Okay. So, your other subject was crimes, right?
Law of crime and
Law of crimes and laws. Okay. So, can you tell me something, laws related to what are the penal provisions for wrongful restraint?
349, section 349, 350, 351, 352.
What will happen? Suppose I wrongfully restrain a person. Suppose I go to a government office. Okay. I am aggrieved with the officer. So I wrongfully restrain him. I along with some of my friends, lock him up in his office. So what action can be taken against us?
You can be sent to custody for 3 years or fine or both.
Tell me something about sedition, which
124A.
124.
I'm not sure, sir.
That's correct. 124. And what is that? What are the provisions? In which case a sedition, charge of sedition should be, put on someone?
There must be a writing or in any other form, oral or in any documentary form. I can recall, sir.
Suppose I'm just saying that the state X should be taken out of our country, or that should be independent. Or let me say that if I am saying that state X should become an independent, state X is a state in India, it should become an independent state. Okay, it should go away from India, or we should, it should secede from India. Can I be arrested for sedition?
Yes, sir. In my opinion, it would be, because
so just mere just saying something, that also will come under sedition. Okay. So like Indian Penal Code is applicable all over India, or is there any exception? IPC?
In the state of Jammu and Kashmir, it is not applicable.
What is applicable?
Ranbir Penal Code, RPC.
RPC. Who was this Mr. Ranbir?
Maharaja Ranjit Singh.
Ranjit Singh.
The then Raja of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay. So tell me what is the difference between homicide, culpable homicide, okay, not amounting to murder, and murder. What is the main difference between them?
The element of knowledge, sir. Because as per section 299, there are 3 ingredients. The person must have the intention to cause death, or he must have the intention to cause such bodily injury as it is likely to cause death. But in case of murder, the person, irrespective of its intention, if the injury is sufficient in ordinary course of nature, then it will hit section 300 clause 3, and it will be termed as murder.
Okay. Suppose I am joking with my friend. I stand at the side of the door, and when he opens the door, I shock him. He dies of an heart attack. So can I be tried for murder?
No, sir.
And so what should I be tried for?
Culpable homicide not amounting to murder.
Okay. So tell me what are the main ingredients, okay, of a you have heard about let's say I tell you the situation, you tell me the what is the rule that is to be applied. A immovable property under litigation, even if it is transferred to someone else, okay, he will not be able to enjoy that property. If the final decree is that that property belongs to someone else, what is that called?
Doctrine of lease pendants.
Lease pendants. So regarding this civil courts, right? What is the difference between section 10 and 11? Res sub judice and res judicata. And especially, what is the meaning, what is the difference in the term, the former suit and the later suit?
Section 10 deals with res sub judice, and section 11 deals with res judicata. The basic difference is irrespective of the institution of the suit, date of institution of the suit which is decided prior to the next suit, it is known as former suit. Let's take an example, sir. Can I take an example?
Oh, sure.
Suppose I filed a suit on today. This is no doubt it is called as former suit, and I filed another suit tomorrow. This is known as later suit. But if the suit of today, which I has filed, is decided prior to the latter suit, then it will be termed as former suit, and the next one is called as latter suit.
Okay. So can you tell me where the suits can be instituted in case of a immovable property?
The property, the area in which property is situated.
Area in which property
is situated.
Suppose that property is situated under the jurisdiction of 3 or 4 courts.
Yes.
Then what will happen? Same property, parts of it is situated within different concurrent jurisdiction. In case of concurrent jurisdiction, what will happen?
The court which has the power to take cognizance over the whole subject matter, that court will in that court suit shall be filed.
And in case of uncertain jurisdiction, suppose the plaintiff as well as the court, they are not sure of the jurisdiction. In that case, what is to be done?
plaintiff will apply to the court that he is in dilemma in which court he wish to file the suit. Then court will give an permission. In that particular court, plaintiffs will file the suit.
So in case of if there is a violation of pecuniary jurisdiction, will the decree be a nullity? Suppose a particular court, the pecuniary jurisdiction is 20,000 rupees, but the plaintiff has mentioned the value as 1 lakh. Actual value is 1 lakh, he has mentioned as 15,000. So the court has, they have tried the case and they have given the decree. Later on it comes to the knowledge that actually it is 1 lakh. So will the decree given by the court, whose pecuniary jurisdiction is 20,000, that will be nullity or not?
No, sir.
It will not be nullity.
Not be nullity. If it is given outside the jurisdiction, I mean to say
outside the subject matter.
No, sir. The actual term I am unable to recall.
Generally, when can a decree be a nullity?
If a decree is passed by a court without jurisdiction, then such decree will be in a nullity.
Which type of jurisdiction or any type? I mean, is it applicable to territorial jurisdiction, to pecuniary jurisdiction, or subject matter jurisdiction, or to all types of jurisdiction? Because in this case,
territorial jurisdiction.
Territorial jurisdiction. Okay, suppose let's say the cause of action has arisen in Cuttack. Okay. So instead of the court of Cuttack trying it, court in Bhadrak has tried it, and has decreed. So that decree would be a nullity?
No, sir.
No. Okay, fine. So finally, tell me what is your opinion about the problem of conflict between the judiciary and the government, because recently we have seen that our Chief Justice, ex-Chief Justice, has pointed it out many times. So what is your opinion? Because the Constitution says that there should be separation of powers. Doctrine of separation of powers. Judiciary should not interfere in the work of the legislature and executive. Same with case of others. Right. But what is your opinion? Is there what we call, some people say that maybe sometimes the judicial activism is a little bit, it crosses the line. What is your opinion?
No, sir. In my opinion, judicial activism should be there, because according to the changing needs of the society, the law should be changed, and there should not be any interference with the activism of judiciary, because it is the authority who interprets the law.
Okay. Fine. That will be the end of the interview.